Rules for exponents. If you find it difficult to solve problems with exponents, like for example, how to solve exponential expressions with the same base, or you have forgotten the rules of powers, this video will help you. In this video, you will learn the product rule, the quotient rule, the rule for power to a power, the rule for the power of a product, and the rule for the power of a quotient. You will also be shown examples of each. Let's get started. The product rule. This rule tells you that when you multiply exponential expressions with the same base, you add the exponents together and keep the base. For example, take the expression 2 to the third power times 2 to the second power. Since the bases are the same, we can apply the product rule. You want to add the exponents and keep the base. This is how that looks. After applying the product rule, the expression is reduced to 2 to the fifth power. At this point, you want to raise the base 2 to the fifth power. Doing so, we get 32 as the answer. The quotient rule. This rule tells you that when you divide exponential expressions that have the same base, you subtract the denominator exponent from the numerator exponent and keep the same base. For example, take the expression 2 to the fourth power over 2 to the second power. Since the bases are the same, we can apply the quotient rule. You want to subtract the denominator exponent from the numerator exponent and keep the base. This is how that looks. After applying the quotient rule, the expression is reduced to 2 to the second power. At this point, you want to raise the base 2 to the second power. In doing so, we get 4 as the answer. The rule for a power to a power. This rule tells you that when you raise an exponential expression to a power, keep the base and multiply the exponent. For example, take the expression 2 to the fourth power raised to the second power. Since we are raising the exponential expression 2 to the fourth power to a power, we can apply the rule for a power to a power and keep the base and multiply the exponents 4 and 2 like this. After applying the rule for a power to a power, the problem is reduced to 2 to the eighth power. At this point, we want to raise 2 to the eighth power. Doing so, we get 256 as the answer. The rule for the power of a product. This rule tells you that a product raised to a power is the product of each factor raised to the power. For example, take the problem x times y raised to the sixth power. Since x and y are being multiplied by each other and raised to the sixth power, we can apply the rule for the power of a product. We want to raise each factor, x and y, to the sixth power separately. This is how that looks. After applying the rule for the power of a product, we are left with the answer x to the sixth power times y to the sixth power. The rule for the power of a quotient. This rule tells you that a quotient raised to a power is the quotient of each factor raised to the power. For example, take the problem 3 over x raised to the fourth power. Since we have 3 over x raised to the fourth power, we can apply the rule for the power of a quotient. We want to raise the numerator 3 to the fourth power and the denominator x to the fourth power. This is how that looks. After applying the rule for the power of a quotient, we are left with the expression 3 to the fourth power over x to the fourth power. At this point, you want to raise 3 to the fourth power and x to the fourth power. Doing so results in 81 over x to the fourth power as the answer. Now, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, if you have any questions, leave your questions in the comments section. And remember, algebra is simple when you start with the basics.